Cut the check up on the chain, flood the diamonds, they imported. Hey, love it when I make it rain.
Welcome to the Shado After Dark show. I'm your host through this Midnight Magic, Shado the gold-toothed villain, leader of the Water Nation, the Zion Panther, the chocolate love doctor. And I'm here with my lovely co-host, Jenno.
Yes, I'm your girl, Jen Ontai, founder of Heal, helping everyone achieve love.
Yes. We got a great episode for y'all tonight. If y'all stuck around for the pilot, the debut episode, it was juicy. We went a little crazy on it, but we've been getting a lot of feedback on it, so we really appreciate everybody that has been showing love and tuning in and subscribing. So make sure y'all do just that. Subscribe. Shado After Dark, no W, Shado After Dark on YouTube, because the Music Clan Media page, that's where it's at. We got the Instagram, Shado_AD, Facebook, Shado After Dark. Plug, you know. So, interesting situation, man, because my DMs are usually, I'm not gonna say they flooded, but they not dry. We tropical. We tropical in my DMs is tropical. We'll say that. But just recently, I want to call it a celebrity moment, man.
Shado.
I feel like it's
Shado. It's your boy Shado, leader of the Water Nation.
I feel like it's a celebrity moment because I had a hater in my DM, man. And there was no reason for him to be a hater. You know, I don't hate, so he could support, but
he did support.
Yeah, he did support. Yeah, because he watched the show. Yes, yeah, he did watch the show. But he came into my DMs and he was talking crazy about a situation I knew nothing about that we had discussed about on the show prior. If you want to go ahead and refresh to the people the situation.
We were talking about topics for tonight, and we wanted to talk about jealous exes, and this fits into the category of jealous exes, and I'm gonna lay it out there. Okay.
Screenshot it, but I'm a nice boy.
Okay. This is the problem though today with jealous exes. All y'all men want to get rid of these girls, these fine ass girls, these dime pieces laying in your bed, and you want to hit bitches up at 12 o'clock at night when they're laying in bed next to you, and then 2 years later and one kid later, you want to slide into my co-host DM thinking that there's some little handsy shit going on.
It's a weird prime example of jealous exes, because everybody has jealous exes, and that's the topic that we're going to touch on to begin with, is that jealous exes. And the craziest part is you can never predict them. You honestly can never predict a jealous ex because you don't know exactly what part of them it's burning them deepest.
But at the same time, if you've dated them long enough, you do.
Well, yeah.
Like, you do. Like, homie, you were sitting in bed next to me, talking to homegirl right next to me, and 2 years later, you want to trip out because I'm doing a podcast about relationships.
Because he shouldn't like you anymore.
No,
that's
he
the
shouldn't.
Point. He shouldn't like you no more.
You obviously didn't like me when I was laying in bed next to you, and now 2 years later, like, you feel some type of way? Like, my bad. I told you when you left, like, you either tell me what the fuck is going on, or like you take what you got and run with it, which was me. Right. You had all of me, and now 2 years later you want to trip out. Like, wait, what? I thought you were over me 2 years ago.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Well, and that's my point, is that you don't know exactly what he could be really pressed about. Because he can't really be pressed about me. I mean, he can be pressed about me. I'm a fly boy. You know, I'm a hot boy. So he can be upset about me or whatever. But there's no way that he could think that there's anything, because it's a show. It's professionalism. But if that's a reflection of how he believes and that's what he would think, then that's his own demon he got to fight. Yeah. So I didn't respond. I wanted to, Nation, After Dark Nation. I wanted to so bad, because I know a lot of y'all would have responded. A lot of y'all would have been like,
but tune in
hey,
next
bro,
time.
There ain't nothing. You got to go get some medical attention, bro. This ain't how we doing it. But I was the bigger person, the higher. And
well,
I
and
ain't saying that.
here's the thing. When we aside from that situation, aside from my personal life, we talk about jealous exes. We talk about you men, okay, you jealous men, or even jealous females. It comes down to like your insecurities, okay?
Exactly.
Like, okay, homie, I know your past. I know how many girls you've slept with. I know like how many girls at once you've slept with. Like I know that shit, okay? So like obviously when you're dealing with a girl who is, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but like a semi-attractive woman who has a lot of shit going for her, who has, you know, like spiritually, mentally, like physically, you know, there's a good package, a decent package. I'm serious. When you deal with that, when you deal with that and you know like where you come from and you know that like in your past history you were a player, even for girls, you know, they find a decent man, you know, a guy who's got a lot going for him, has a decent, you know, financial stability, physically attractive, like all of that, like you get that full package.
Right.
And you know that you come from like a life of whether you were a player or you've been done dirty, you're going to carry those insecurities.
Right.
You are.
That baggage.
So
comes.
exactly. So when you know that you're in the wrong, like I know, I mean, I've been cheated on a lot of times and I know like all you motherfuckers that were cheating on me and accusing me of doing shit that I know I wasn't doing is because at the side, like you were doing shit. Like if you're going to accuse, like if you're going to accuse me of something that I know I'm not doing, like what are you really doing? And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, okay, like, you know what? You want to get mad and assume that me and you are, anybody's going to assume me and you are physically sexual because we're a male and a female at the same age.
But that's not what it should be,
but that's how people are. And that's why I'm saying, like.
I don't assume that.
And that's why, that's what the purpose of Shado After Dark is about. Is to shed some light on, like, you are an individual, I am an individual. We have the same mission. We have the same motive, business-wise, community-wise, you know, life-wise.
Right.
But like we're two completely different people.
I think it's a drink of haterade. That's what I think it is. I think jealous exes in situations like that need something to attack and something.
That's why you heal after a
exactly.
relationship.
Because
don't
if
be going from one relationship to a next. Like you need to
you
heal
have to
through your
you have
shit.
to self-reflect. You have to see where you went wrong about it.
Yeah.
Process, and even if you did dirty, you need to see where you made mistakes and decisions that allowed yourself to get done dirty.
True.
You know, or vice versa, or why you did somebody crazy. You know, you have to allow yourself to go through that process of figuring that shit out. But if you don't do that and you get triggered, or you're emotional, or you're impulsive. You know, there's all types of people's personalities, and we're gonna get into personalities in the next segment. But right now we're talking about jealous ex personalities, and you can't predict it. Right. They will pick. Oh well, they're fucking on each other. Boom.
Right.
Let's say I got a wife, you got a husband or wife or whatever, and even then, he would still probably say that dumb shit.
Yeah.
Even though we both have committed lives to a different situation, you know. Or he'll pick a different situation and probably be like, oh, well, no, I know the cameraman. She probably fucking the cameraman too. Right. You know, he gonna pick whatever he wants to just fucking try and bring this shit down because he hasn't healed and he feels like there's no way that she gonna heal before I heal. Yeah. I'm broken. She's the reason I'm broken. No, there's no way she's healed. Right. Even though you are, you know. So let that be a lesson. You guys, the jealous exes, have to move on. But if you're dealing with the jealous ex, you have to move cautiously, you know, and you gotta have a thick skin. You gotta stand your ground, you know, because it can get messy and it can get emotional and it could turn into a whole, you know, domestic violence situation before you wanted it to, because all he wanted from you was a reaction. And and he's doing everything he could to piss you off and dig you, you know, stab you everywhere so you can bleed and then go back and jab at him, and then y'all can be in the street fighting, and then the kids can come out and the neighbors can, no, daddy, no, please, daddy. You know what I'm saying? And y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want that. But getting into personalities that we were just speaking on, because we were just talking off air about the situations of our signs of our zodiac signs
which is funny because I'm a Scorpio, you're a Scorpio, and he's a Scorpio.
Right, exactly. Yeah. We are all Scorpios, and my little brother is Scorpio. Shout out to Onye, yo. Shout out to my boy. So but we all have different distinctive definitions of what our zodiac sign means and what kind of Scorpio means. And there's a lot of people out there that don't believe in this shit, that don't care about it, but there's also people that really do research and dive deep, and it affects their daily lives. They look at the horoscope like, damn, how am I feel today? Really read up like, all right, it said I'm going to have a bad day today. All right, let me prepare myself to fuck my day off. You know what I'm saying? But so there's different scales to it. I personally, I believe in the day that you are born is relevant in the grand scheme of the universe, because the universe moves a certain way all the time. So if you all of a sudden pop up in one time frame of the universe, that's going to be significant to popping up in another time frame of the universe.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I feel like, yeah, being a Scorpio, being born in November, November's finest, being born in November, I do feel a significance to November, or I feel a significance to the fall, you know, and I don't even like the winter. I hate the snow and I hate the cold.
Right.
But I correlate, you know, those fall and winter months to festivities and celebrations, because that's when I was born, and that's my sign, and that's my energy, you see. So that's how I feel in the zodiac. And to be honest, I don't research too much, so I don't go too deep into it, because I feel like that was valid enough for me when I did start researching into it, that I was like, oh, okay, I found the meaning in this. But then people come along and they're like, bro, you're stupid. I'm like, huh?
Yep.
So you mean I'm stupid? They're like, that's not what zodiac is, bro. And I'm like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, it's connected to the stars and the constellations and all this. And I said, I'm over here like, oh, shit, word? I'm word? It's connected to the stars. So that is where an expert like Jen comes in, where she been doing this shit for a while. So to me, you know, to me, I'm over here explaining it to her behind the off scene, and she's like, "Come on, that's not it." I got she really knows a lot about it. So from your perspective, Jen, you can give a more elaborate and educated description on the zodiac.
See, so and I don't necessarily feel like, oh, unless this person is this sign, it's not going to work. No, I don't believe that, because astrology, your sign lies in so many different parts of astronomy and of a part of the galaxy and the universe as a whole. Okay, so you have your sun sign, your moon sign, and then you also have parts that lie in Mercury and Jupiter, you know, all of that, and that aligns scientifically, and I do believe that. Okay. So I'm gonna put you on blast. I'm gonna read from my astrology deck. Okay. And for everybody that's watching, this isn't tarot. Okay, this is oracle. Okay, this is all energy based, and I'm only gonna pull one card. So normally I'll do like a 3-card reading. I do like past, present, future, right?
It's like voodoo.
It is not voodoo. That's tarot. That is more tarot.
Oh yeah, because you don't sacrifice anything, huh?
No, this is oracle. It's based on the science, the frequencies of the universe.
And what's the other one based off of?
Tarot is based on like you're tuning into some like demonic, like any kind of energy. Okay, you're tuning into like, okay, whoever's out there, guide me.
Okay,
you don't know who you're gonna fuck with, and I don't want to know who you're gonna fuck with, but I want to know.
Roll up.
I want to know based on the sun and the moon and the stars and the things that I know are scientifically proven to align a certain way and have certain reactions.
Right. Okay.
That's what I believe in. Okay. So.
Okay, she got the deck. Ooh.
And I'm okay. So
those are big ass cards.
My intentions, Kate. I'm gonna have you cut the deck. My intentions of this card. So just split it in half wherever you feel.
Okay.
My intentions of this
look
card.
At some of these.
No, you can't look.
Oh, I'm not supposed to look.
No, you can't look. You're
I'm looking into the future. I'm cheating.
Yeah, you're supposed to feel it.
Cheating deck.
So my intentions of this card of this card pull was to say whatever Shado needed to hear
today.
Whatever you need to hear about relationships.
About what I should do with this show.
Okay, so you got number 30. Let's hold it up. 6th house, routine. There you go. Okay, let's read it. So this is going to give us an insight of Shado on relationships. And you can tell me because you don't believe in this shit. So you tell me what you think. Okay. So the body is a sacred garment is the quote. You must change your usual way of looking at things. The sixth house is ruled by the mutable sign Virgo and the planet Mercury. In the horoscope, it is the area of routine and everyday life. It is not so much a dazzling place as it has to do with the ordinary. It also rules the body and specifically your health, especially the digestive tract. This house reminds us what we should do to maintain good health, and in this, diet figures in. So I can already tell you when it comes to relationships, like, you have the mind state that, like, you got to know that, like, you're good and you got to know that your girl's good, but you can't, like, you don't want to feel like you got to take care of your girl. Like, you got to know, like, okay, my girl's got her schedule. She's going to get up. She's going to do this. She's going to do that. And I know she's good. She's healthy. She's going to be on top. We got this going on. Right? Am I right?
Yeah, well, hold on. Like, is that, so what is it? You go one at a time? Or is there like multiple?
I'm just doing one card for you.
Okay, so that what you're saying is what this card is telling me about how I do relationships. Well, the card is not wrong.
Right.
The card is so far the card is not wrong. Okay, I got you.
Okay, let me keep reading. The sixth house is all about duty, responsibility, and gainful employment. It shows how hard you work, how organized you are, and how much you worry and you do on a daily basis, 9 to 5 basis. This is why it is also looked upon at the house of the job. You don't work no 9 to 5, but you think business-wise like a 9 to 5.
Yeah, I'm a businessman.
Okay, this is why it is also looked upon as the house of the job, how you earn a living as an everyday citizen. When this card turns up, a job change is possible. Ooh. When the sixth house card presents itself in a reading, an important thing to consider is your state of health. For your future plans to progress smoothly, you must be in strong body. Let's see. As the sixth house has everything to do with your routine and what you do regularly, you may experience changes in your schedule. It would also be to benefit to become as organized as you can, since at this time any type of disorganization could defeat your plans.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what y'all niggas did to me last week. Disorganized my plans.
Yeah, so, okay, the key ideas is daily work, healing, thought, discernment, small animals, employees, and orderliness. So this card, card is telling me that when it comes to relationship, like, you got to know, like, that girl, that woman, like, you can't be the one to take care of her. You can't be the one to coddle her and make sure that everything is good in her life. Like, you got to know she's out there getting it on her own, because you're out there getting it on her own. You're going to come home and talk about it.
Yeah. No. Lazy girls, y'all women got to work. Sorry, I don't. Woo, yeah, I gotta work. My kids gotta work. Everybody gotta work.
Yep.
But when it comes to, the zodiac and astrology and the connection, how are they all correlated? How they are connected?
So I think for you and for if you were to go date somebody, and for me, because
you are a Scorpio, so what
I am a
goes
Scorpio,
for you goes
but
for me.
I'm a Scorpio, but I'm also half Sagittarius because I was born.
You can't be half. How you be
half?
Yes,
I was, because if you look at your, I encourage you and everyone else to go look up their natal chart, their birth chart. You got to know where you were born, the time you were born, the name you were given, all of that. Because scientifically, where you were born in the time zone and where everything was placed
what does your name
galaxy,
have to do with it, though? Why would your name have anything to do with it?
Because I feel like that's just, I don't know, maybe it doesn't have anything to do with it.
The
rest of
them I understand.
Maybe it doesn't.
The
Your
name
doesn't.
The
name probably doesn't. But here's the thing, scientifically, you were connected with your physical body at a certain point in time.
Right.
Okay? And the stars in the galaxies, the stars and the moon and the sun in the galaxy were all aligned a certain point of time. Okay? I truly believe that when you were connected to your physical part, you carry certain characteristics of those signs based scientifically on your DNA. So for me, I was born on 11/21 at 11/21. You were born on 11/4.
11/4/92.
Okay, so you're a few weeks older than me.
Yeah.
Okay, but you were on an earlier sign of the Scorpio so you're more Scorpio. What comes before Scorpio? I don't know. I know I'm Scorpio.
Right.
Sagittarius is towards the end of that cusp.
Right.
So I carry a lot of those different traits. And I think that scientifically, when you look at a person and when they were born, you need to know, because for you as a Scorpio and when you were born, for me to understand you emotionally, there's certain concepts and certain things that DNA, like scientifically, you're just going to inherit.
You're born into this world as an organic being.
Exactly. So you emotionally are going to need to be loved certain ways.
Right.
You in a business and like life, like as a common person of society,
right.
you're going to need to succeed in certain ways to feel confident in yourself.
Right.
You with your family, you like in all these different areas of your life, but also like creativity, like your spirit, all of those different things are going to need to be aligned and balanced. And if I don't know those things or understand those things about you, I don't know how to help you. And if you don't know those things or understand those things about you, you don't know how to help you. And it all comes down to, okay, science and DNA, but also like blood and genetics and ancestors, and looking to like your blood roots and where you come from and where they come from, because who knows what time zone they come from, and they're carrying that blood into.
Do you know the compatibilities? Who's
not at the top of my head, but I mean.
But look it up. Look, you got.
I know
you got your
I
phone?
know. I
I'm
know
curious.
that Scorpios that like they're supposed to connect with very few people, and I know one of those are like a Cancer, I think. But Scorpio and a Scorpio, like.
What, clash?
Yeah, because you got two fire. Like, look at we feisty.
I'm a nice guy,
like,
man.
We can be best friends or we can be worst enemies. I could look it up, but I really don't want to.
Oh, you don't want to? I'm just genuinely curious. I wanted to know, like, you know, the person you're talking to right now, what sign are they? Do you know?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
And is it a compatible sign?
No.
And so it's what I'm saying.
Okay, but that's why I feel like it shouldn't, because when you look at the generics of astrology, that's your sun sign. You have to look at you as a full. Like, okay, your sun sign is
so there's what? Sun sign and what else?
Your sun sign is a generic. So this is some scientist or some theorist that said, oh, all of these people who are Scorpio are more dominantly like this. Okay, cool. But you don't know what you're like on a full moon. Like the energies of the full moon, or when you're, you know, or when certain parts of you are dominantly. So right now, our generation, the world right now, Earth as a whole, right now we're in Aquarius. And Aquarius represents taking time to sit back and recollect yourself, and it may predict some kind of illness. And then we got coronavirus going on now, and all that shit going on, because it's true.
Zodiac brought us, man.
True.
They brought us.
If you look into it,
Okay, I see. Yeah, so that's interesting, because for me, it was never that deep, and it was never that elaborate to me. I just assumed it was as shallow as when you were born into this world, that's a significant day, and throughout the rest of the universe, you're going to react with people born on different times because of the time you were born.
Right.
You know, so that's where I'm coming from.
I feel like maybe it probably is so outdated, but I feel like you've got to look at a person as a whole, because you know what? Our galaxy and our world goes through so many different parts of like like we rotate, right? Mm-hmm. We're going through so many different parts of the world, and we're only in Aquarius right now.
Yeah,
like you got to pay attention to that. Like that conflicts a lot of things.
We wait until that summertime.
We go down to science and we talk about energies and frequencies. Like our world is going at different parts and different levels of the sun and the moon and the stars and the sky. Like.
Exactly. So then, that's interesting. And I wanted to get into the last segment, and that's obviously our top three. We like to go top threes here on the Shado After Dark, and we want you guys to always send us if you guys have a top three that you want us to discuss, or a top three that you guys think that we should answer, or you want you have an opinion about one of our top threes that we said. We want you guys to also comment, go to the social media, Shado After Dark on Facebook, and YouTube, Shado_AD on Instagram. Make sure you guys follow, subscribe, message us, So if you guys see us, come to our events, musicclan.com Muzic. Make sure you guys check out the website. But that being said, I want to know top 3 deal breakers. Boom.
Okay, my first one is if we can't vibe on music.
If they don't have your
If they
same
don't-
taste, what
yeah,
does vibe mean? Do they have to listen to what
I
you
am
listen
not.
to? Do they have to listen to what you listen to?
If you just are not a fan of music, like if we're in the car, okay, this would be a deal breaker for me. If we're in the car and there's a song on the radio and I'm like, oh yeah, that's my shit, and I turn it up and they turn it down, ooh boy, skirt, skirt.
Hated it.
You gotta go.
Babe, what is
Like,
no, babe?
No, like I am not picky when it comes to music, but if you don't like if we can't sit there and just like sit in silence and listen to music
what
together.
What if they just want to talk? What if they just want to talk to you?
Talk to me later, but like
so if they like to talk all the time in silence, it's no.
Yeah, like
what
you
about
gotta
read? What if they like to read but not listen to music?
Then you sit in your room by yourself and read, and I'm gonna go out on the porch and listen to my music.
Oh my god.
Like we can agree to disagree.
You're wild. I could not. What?
Like honestly, if you can't date somebody that you don't have the same interest in music in, how are you ever gonna get along?
I feel like you can get along.
If
you just have to bond over something
else. If you have no same interest in the same taste in music, you as an artist, if your girl did not fuck with your music and at all.
No, my girl didn't have to fuck with my music. That's irrelevant to me.
Like she couldn't go to if you
to
saw
me-
her at
to
a
me,
show
it's not-
and you saw her front and center, she goes.
Does she hate my music?
Like she
hate
does
my
not.
music is
Like
a different story. If she a
you
hater,
should change that.
I'm never dating a hater. No, I'm not. Why would I date a hater? That's crazy.
Okay, who's your most musical influences? Top 3.
No, we're not changing the top 3. It's not.
What if she didn't like those people at all as artists?
Oh, I see what you're saying. But that's what I'm saying. That's irrelevant to me. So but like you said, if she doesn't like music, that is one of mine. I'm with you on that. If she's not like a person that enjoys music or doesn't see the value in musical therapy and all that shit, then yeah, that's a deal breaker for me. But if she likes music, but she like her own weirdo shit, then I'm gonna let her like her own weirdo shit. You know, hip hop ain't for everybody. I like hip hop. Hip hop got some murderous terrorist music. You know what I'm saying? There's some lyrics and songs in hip hop that are not conducive to somebody. You know, like kids cannot listen to hip hop.
For me,
kids are, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's different things, but one of mine is. Doesn't go to the gym, man.
Oh.
Those are deal breakers to me. If you don't exercise, it's such a deal breaker to me.
What if she did yoga?
Yoga works.
Okay.
You don't necessarily have to actually go to a gym, but you gotta jog. You know, you gotta exercise. You know, do the elliptical at the house. Stair step, or go with your girls and do, like you said, yoga, Pilates. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta do something. You can't just eat and not do shit. You just want to eat and fuck, baby. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I don't know if that's going to whip your tummy back in shape, baby. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to go to the gym. I work hard. I'm going to look good for you.
Yeah, they got to take care of themselves physically in some way. Like I can't deal with no couch bum, no couch potato. I'll tell you one of mine.
No guy with a little belly. You don't like that little pot belly?
This is going to make me sound so shallow. This is going to make me sound so shallow. Okay, but... And I don't know if this is necessarily a deal breaker because I wouldn't necessarily go for a guy unless this were like if this were something I noticed. But like the very first thing I look at on a guy is their shoes.
Oh wow!
Is their shoes
wow.
And like I'm serious. I'm serious. Like if you guys like if a homie's wearing Crocs. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm gonna, like, fuck with you like that. Like, we can be friends. We can go down by the river and soak our feet in some Crocs. But, like, I do not know if I'm trying to show up at you at no bar, no club, like, no place for dinner if you're wearing Crocs. Or even, like, socks with sandals.
It's bad boys, no
like,
Crocs. What do you mean sandals? What do you mean sandals?
Socks with sandals?
Oh, socks with sandals. What?
Like, okay, unless you're wearing, like, the one strap, like, unless you're a homie wearing basketball shorts with, like, the black, like, you know, the black high socks and the strap, like, Nike sandals, like, okay. But, like, if you're wearing some straight-up flip-flops with some socks, Or some Crocs.
What
Like,
is this
I don't
kick-
know.
what
I
is
don't know
this
if I
kick
can
game
talk
you
to you
have?
like
This
that.
is
Like, I
issue.
could be your friend, but I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my god! To be honest, it doesn't sound like you could be their friends.
I could be their
how
friend.
you talked about them. There's no way you could be friends.
I
with
said I
somebody.
could not go out to the bar and be like, yeah, this is my date. Like, this is my man. Like,
But he ain't gonna pull up to the club in them.
all
Crocs.
my friends are gonna look at me and say, what are those?
My next one probably is going to be if you don't like my shows.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm a person that like I'll watch shows alone easily. I'll easily
Me
watch
too.
movies and shows alone. But if it's up to me, out of the day, I might watch 1 hour of television, 1 hour of my shows. For most of the day, I'm gonna be listening to music, working on some shit, but for the I will listen to music 23 hours out the day, and I will watch an episode 1 hour out of the day. So, but when I'm like with somebody or my girl and when we're together, I don't want to just listen to music all day because I know that she's not gonna want to do that. So I will watch shows. We can watch shows together.
Right.
But I hate it when
They don't fuck
they
with
don't
my-
fuck with the shows
And that was
that I
what my
fuck
third
with. Man, my
one-
show
that was
collection
what-
is
yep.
great. Don't play me now.
That was what my third one was going to be, is because literally, like, there's this one show that I watched growing up all through high school, like my whole childhood. I'd fall asleep to that. I'd watch it over and over again. And I tried to watch it with one dude, and I'm like, if you don't even want to watch one episode of, like, something that
Just
changed
hating
my
it, dude.
life and made me who I am, then, like, you don't deserve my time.
they be
Like, yeah, like, you don't even
you
want
be
to sit
trying
and
to watch
watch
it.
this
They
movie.
be like, it's 3 minutes in. Come on,
That's
you
what
ain't
I'm
even,
saying, like,
you ain't even met the
That's what
main
I'm
character.
saying. And especially if it's a movie that you've watched before and you're laughing or you're super into it and you just want to share it with that one person. Be like, I want you to laugh the way I was laughing. And they're like, no, I don't want to. Or I don't watch movies because I can't last longer than 10 minutes.
Or
I
she
get
get
too
it,
distracted.
and this is what I hate. And my ex used to do this shit. I'd put on a show, and I put on a show, and she roll over, grab her book, and start reading her book. I'd be the nerve of this woman,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I'd be like,
See, and I have to
yo.
fall asleep watching TV. So, like, we got to watch something. So, like, what are we going to watch? I don't care what it is. A lot of shit I can fuck with.
Because I like to, if it's a show, and mind you, I'm very picky about the shows that I actually want to watch.
Yep.
But when it comes to my significant other, when they want to watch a show, I will go out of my way to try to give them that effort and be like, okay, I will try for this show.
Yeah.
I will do my best to try and watch this show. I will give it some tries. And then you turn around and watch a show and they open a book and you, oh my God, I don't get an episode. That's so crazy to me.
Yeah.
So that's
Because that's what
one
makes it fun is when they get into it and it's like, oh, yeah, I knew she was bad news.
And she's like,
okay.
no, he ain't gonna do it. And I'm like, he is gonna do it. You must not been watching, that's my second one. We go with your last one.
Gosh, that was my last one though. Was that
You
one?
only had two?
No,
What
I
was
had
your
the same one. Was if you can't watch my shows. Okay, but honestly, here's another one though too. Is like if you don't get along with my family.
Yep. Let's see.
Like
and that
if
was my
you can't get along with, because I'm the type of person like. With all my exes, it's like, oh, I told my mama, like, I'm sorry, I can't, like, I told my mom, I told her,
I tell my
can't
family
untell
everything
her.
about about
yeah,
the girls
so
I'm
it's like,
talking
unless
to.
I know that you're gone for good, I ain't telling my family, because if I do, then they're gonna be like, why are you fucking with him still? Like,
they the first ones to be
yeah,
like, well, he ain't
so,
shit, just leave him alone.
Exactly, like, you're better than that, walk away, but it's like, but I think he'll change. I can't do that. Then I look stupid.
I know that. Oh my God, man! And if you got sisters, man, I swear
Which
they
I
be like,
do.
They be like, oh, they always want to say that they a hoe. Any girl I want to talk to, oh no, she fast, she a hoe. I hope you know what you're doing.
Yep.
How you know?
Yeah.
Sis, how you
Yeah.
know?
She's like, 'cause I
come on,
was
baby,
one.
baby, because they know a nigga that used to holler at her,
Yeah.
and they know how she. And I'm over here like, God damn it. No, how do you know that? No. So you gotta find somebody that ain't never interacted with none of your siblings. That's because whenever you find out that they know one of your siblings, you're like, fuck.
True.
You're like, God damn it.
Yep.
It makes it 10 times harder for you.
My only brother is the oldest of 4 girls, so he knows. Trust me, every girl he brought around was bad news.
Everyone? He had terrible taste?
Oh, yeah, until finally we found one that we liked enough and he married her. So we were like, okay, it's about time.
Wow.
When you're the oldest boys and you bring any girl to 4 sisters, especially like they're attractive, like they're good looking, they're classy, like.
And he never brought one girl like his sister.
No,
home.
he did a few, but they were nothing like us, or let alone could fit in with us. Like, we come from all different walks of life. You don't know what you're putting in for.
Oh my God. And the one now is good? She fit in now?
Yes. We like her more than him.
Did she struggle or was it easy?
No, you know what? I remember this one time when we all went to a football game and it was like the first, because we loved her from the jump.
Oh, okay,
because she wouldn't put up with my brother's shit. And that was all the other girls' problem is they're all trying to please my brother because he was more high maintenance than us.
Right.
And we're like, girl, don't let him walk all over you. Like, stand your ground, stand up to him. And we finally found one that did and was like, like, you're going to do it like this, and you're going to do this for me. And we're like, okay, we get it. We see. And I remember this one time she finally brought her family, which, like, a couple of her cousins and sisters around. And I remember watching, like, because we're all taking, like, our family pictures, and they're, like, looking at her, like, looking at us, looking at her, like, damn, girl, like, you got this dude and all these sisters, like, you're in for it. Like, you are in for a treat with all this family you got going on because they are all girls.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, that's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah, so those are our top 3. If y'all enjoyed our top 3, you got any comments, you got any recommendations, you guys want to make sure y'all check out the website, muzicclan.com, MUZIC, muzicclan.com. Y'all check out the YouTube, Shado After Dark, the Instagram, Shado_AD. Y'all can check out my Instagram, Shado_Nation. And Jen, what's your IG?
It is JENN.ONTAI.
There you go. So you guys can follow us, get at us, comment, keep up with everything we're doing, and we really appreciate you guys tuning into another episode of Shado After Dark. I am your host, Shado, the gold-toothed villain, leader of the Water Nation, the Zion Panther, the chocolate love doctor, and I'm here with my lovely host, Jeno.
Jen Ontai, founder of Helping Everyone Achieve Love, where we want you to love yourself and find yourself.
Yeah, so y'all tune in next time on Shado After Dark. Peace, love, keep it raw.